And we're back live. It's Venomisto, LOUDVERSE Media, dance music for the 22nd century. You know what it is, what it do, what it does, what it did. So how's everybody doing out there tonight? About to get into a little stream. So, if you're just joining us, getting back into another little stream, moving the meter, you know how we do it. So, been working on this Camila Cabello track, Havana remix / cover. So, about to go a little bit deeper here. About to go real deep, in fact. And today, what we're going to work on, we were going through this checklist another day. I think I want to work on some drum fills and maybe throw in an uplifter or two coming out of, let's see, drum fills out of both verses. Drum fills out of both verses before the trumpet lead and after the timbales lead. So we'll go ahead and set our timer and let's get into it. So coming along here, we get some light automation, which is pretty cool. I was actually trying to see how I could kill this because I'm not really trying to feel the crazy lights tonight, to be honest. So if I turn off the instruments, that was not working. So probably what I'm going to do is actually delete the fucking instruments. Does that delete all the, yeah, that deletes all the automation. If I turn off the instruments, if I turn off the tracks, if I do all that stuff, they still play. So I need to do a little bit of research to understand how that works a little bit better, because I'm confused. So I guess we'll go with it for now in the interest of moving the ball forward, as they say. I did use too much red in these light shows. I've been got that feedback, so we'll be seeing less red, and we will be using the red sparingly, as they say, moving forward. But let's get on into this drum business here. So we want to do both verses before the trumpet lead and after the timbales lead. Okay, cool. So let's write a couple fills coming out of the verses. So let's go ahead and listen to the first minute of the song, basically, through the first chorus. And then that will give us good context for coming in here and adding a drum fill headed into the first, headed out of the first verse into the first pre-chorus.
But my heart is in Havana. out of my heart is in Havana. There's something about his manners. Havana.
Okay, cool. So just do something simple. Maybe cut out a couple kicks here and there. Maybe literally one. Maybe two more. What if we do something like this? Yeah, these lights are a little bit much. Let me see if I can override it by opening up the DMX Sys app right here. No, it's probably only gonna. It's probably only gonna. Yeah, probably what I'm gonna do here is, in fact, go ahead and delete these, or better yet, delete all this automation. I can always get it back for sure. I just want some nice chill blue tonight. I'll do a little research and figure out how to do this so we're not doing it on stream going forward. Cool, how's that look? Not bad. Why don't I bring up the dimmer on this guy? Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and save as. We'll make a little note to ourselves that if we want, when we want to get the lights back, I can go back to 1.17 and get those back. That's no big deal. All right, so let's see what we're going to do with the kick here. Back to this part. My fan is running heavy. Let's make this a little bit softer. Yeah, maybe on the offs. You know, I'm actually thinking we might not even need a fill here. I might just be doing this because that's what my notes said. But let's take a listen to this again. And we're not running any toms, so I don't know. Do we really need something there? Maybe a synth string reverse verb. Let's try doing a synth string reverse reverb effect. So I'm going to watch how I do this. I'm going to sample the synth strings and bring it into this bounce. This bounce track has a ton of reverb on it, and then I'll record that into a new track here, and then I can I can reverse it, and I'll kind of lead into the synth strings, because they do just kind of come out of nowhere. You know what could work is just this simpleness. We'll still do that reverb, but dun dun dun. So this one I'll bring down. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good. I make sure that we get the chain there. Show fades. Sure fades, fucker. Okay, cool. Let's do the reverse reverb trick. So now we've got this nice long tail to play with. Pardon me. We can reverse it and do something cool. Let's take a listen first just to this. Doesn't sound like much, but once we reverse it and start messing with it, it will be. So right here is where the sound ends. So I do Command D to chop it. Delete this part. Double click this, hit reverse. Now I've got it reversed. I'm going to pull it before. Now I'm going to solo. So we can hear it come in. Let's show fades. Nice little subtle effect to bring the synths in. I think with the kick and that, it kind of transitions nicely. Maybe even faster. Perfect. Cool. Yeah, I think that sounds good. So we wanted to come up with one other verse too. Maybe we just re-enable this puppy. we just write here. We could try another trick here where we actually reverse the sound itself and then line it all right there. When I'm dragging this, I'm holding down Command and it lets me put it where I want. I obviously went too far there. Nice. Probably going to lower it down, but yeah, let's hear this. I think this will work nice with the timbales. Dope. Yeah, probably even softer. Let's take it down 12 dB so it's half as loud as the other one, as the regular kick. That's at minus 6 dB on the sample. Yeah, keep it subtle. I usually am a little bit heavy-handed with my production tricks, so keep that and the synth reverb before it pretty subtle. I think that's better. Slightly louder. Let's do minus 11. Yeah. Because the vocals talk over it a little bit. I would like it to pop a little bit more. Cool. Cool. So what was the last one? Both verses before trumpet lead and after timbales lead. So the timbales lead is TBD because I haven't gotten a good take of this lead. I did like 5 the other night. I'm gonna maybe comp them together, but am I really gonna comp a drum lead? It's one thing to comp a keyboard lead or something that, I don't know, comping a drum lead seems lame as hell. So I'm gonna practice on them a little bit more and try and play one of those puppies in, I think. But in any case, we want to do a little lead coming out of them on the drums. So on this one, we go into the trumpet after the second chorus. And then we need a little fill to help, basically to demarcate the trumpet lead. I start playing more stuff on trumpet, pardon me, and I increase the volume of the cabasa. So it's not a whole ton, so I want to do a little bit coming out of there to tighten it up a little bit. I want to do a little bit between just the trumpet part and the trumpet lead to demarcate it. So let's see what we can come up with. Cool, so I have an idea. So, wait, what was my idea? So we're gonna take off the snare. Do something like okay, well, that's a little bit A little bit more on the bang boy. So let's do something like this. You know, some things working with audio is definitely better and easier and more straightforward. For me, as a working with drums, I hate this. Maybe it's because I'm a drummer. I really don't like doing this stuff. I'd rather work in a piano scroll. So sometimes I do. Sometimes I lay it out like this. I've been doing a lot with Superior Drummer past year or so. You know, in this case, I wanted to avoid Superior Drummer because, you know, that type of kit, because we're going so heavy on the Latin percussion. You know, I use these Korg wave drums a lot on this track, so I wanted to keep the drums pretty electronic sounding. But in any case, let's go. Okay, so. Yep. Da. Mama said he got Milo in him. He got me feeling like. I think this should be pretty dope. Let's get the let's get these lower. This is gonna be like -9. Let's zero these puppies out for just a moment. So yeah, that's pretty dope. You know, probably what I should have done, if I don't think I used the clap everywhere, but I should have collapsed these down into one audio file, you know, bounce them so it's snare, because I do use them a lot together. I think there are some places, yeah, that are just snare, but I could have had snare and then another sound that's snare with clap and kill the other snare then, something like that. But in any case, kind of too late to get the lift from it now. So maybe this one needs to go. Maybe this one. Maybe not this one. Maybe these two. Could do something like this. Might be a little busy. Or like this. That's dope, but it is too busy for this. The shine should be on the horns. That's actually cool. Why don't I do this again then? I'm gonna use the reverse kick, I think, from earlier. That will sound dope. So where's that? Kind of ties it together too. We use this coming out of verse 2. So copy that timbale lead. I'm out of my depth here. Where am I at? Trumpet lead. But definitely lower here, so cool. And then definitely we want some pong action on this pup. And I'm not sure what to do. What about maybe just keep those flowing? And use a little more. Maybe use this Same Pong automation. Sure, but I want to lower the volume of these pups. Man, a lot of pups. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Lower them pups, and then even lower these pups more, maybe like. So I think I need to, this is pretty cool. I think what I need to do is, man, I'm trying not to say, I think what I need to do is adjust some of the velocities of these drum hits because it sounds a little bit mechanical yet. What about taking this one out? But then I feel as if I need one. I need one here. That might be better. So it's between these guys, huh? The 1 or the 4. Okay, well, TBD on that. But you know what time it is now. Time for Google Trends. Part of our show where we take a look at some bullshit happening in the world and we weigh in with our half-assed opinion. So what I did is we're going to go ahead and take this and flick it as we close our eyes and click. It didn't work. I saw something about the treasury. That would be a fun one. Let's try it again. So I got a bunch loaded. Flicking, and stop. Clicking. Petroleum and OPEC. Shit. All right. Oil markets cling to 3-year highs, near 3-year highs, on tighter U.S. market. Surprise drop in U.S. production. That West Texas Intermediate crude futures, well, they're over $50 a barrel. That's crazy. All right, so why don't we write a little... Actually, I did that little price of oil. Did that little price of oil track, or just jam out the other day. But we'll just take a little... we'll take a little detour here, a little 2-minute jam out session on the oil markets. markets, man. Well, everybody's trying to hold back production so that supply can go down, price can go up, then they can unload all the oil they've sat on. That's what I understand anyway. OPEC's always trying to play some games. I'm sure those folks out in the West Texas heartland are trying to play some games too. So it's interesting, man. Imagine there's some sharp people that make their bones not in oil or petroleum per se, but just in the speculatory markets around it. So while I don't think it's a career for me, that shit is fascinating for sure. I just don't think I'd be any good at it. But if they need fucking music, that's got a good like kind of hype feeling to it. Some weird, say, it's almost Phrygian. It's got a major sixth. I don't know, just scrolling around. But in any case, there you have it, folks. That's been tonight's Google Trends section. What is happening in the world? Craziness. That's what's happening. All right. In any case, let's get back to it. We had our fill. Let's keep the productivity train rolling. Set another Pomodoro here. And okay, let's say we're back in business. So let's take a listen to. So we were trying to decide between having the snare, the kick drop out on the 1 or the 4 of the last measure in between the trumpet motif and the trumpet lead. Yeah, I think I definitely want to do it the other way, and then we can mess with the accenting of them. Yeah, I'd say that's perfect. So and then probably bump up the pong a little bit here. Oop. I don't really know. Nothing is striking me, so maybe we'll just lower that a little bit. Lower this a little bit for sure. Is this already? That's 6. Maybe this one should stay at 6. This one should go back down to 7. And then these ones are already lower. Yeah, so I don't know. I've got an idea. Why don't I reverse these two as well? So, see, this really would be helpful to have, excuse me, this really would be helpful to have them all in one. Let's go ahead and reverse this. We're going to have to change the fades, of course. I think this could be a cool way to lead into it. Right off the bat, let's get these lower by about 12. Kind of doing a little funkiness here. You see how this snare, this disco snare, plus this this kind of 808 clappy track, because they're clappy cymbal, because they're offset, it makes a nice interplay between the two. So let's zoom way in here. Come on. That's as far as we zoom. Boing. I think this should be pretty cool. So let's take a listen to this. They might have to go softer yet. Yeah, I mean, insanely softer. Probably like minus 24. Perfect. Yeah, I think these can all actually get a little bit softer, so maybe minus 7 there. That one can be minus 7. This can be minus 8. They're pretty snappy. And I'm just taking them all down by a dB. So they're pretty snappy, and we want the focus to remain on the trumpet playing right now. So what's good, Stream Squad? Maybe slightly louder for these, maybe like minus 21.
There's something about his manners. Havana.
Cool. So I think the last place that we wanted to get it in, I was digging that. I think that leads well, and it doesn't overtake the trumpet lead, is after the timbales lead. Now, this part, yeah, I'm doing a little something. I might kind of do a cop-out and hold off on this because I want to... Yeah, I actually like that. I forgot. I've already kind of done a part there. But I might do the trick where we bounce the entire track and then glitch out the master. So I'll show you really quickly what I'm talking about. So we create a new file. We'll just call a new track, a new audio track, that is. We'll call it bounce. We'll give it the color of our, where's our master color? Master, set it to resample, and then record. Gotta it. Cool. So if we just solo this, this will be what we just heard. Make sense? So let's mess around with this a little bit. This is something I picked up watching Mr. Bill tutorials, honestly, but you can do, he does a lot of this type of audio manipulation in his stuff, a lot more than I do, but I love some of these glitchy moves that he does, and I've, taken some of his, made some of my own, and I use them throughout my music. I think it makes a cool juxtaposition between the live instrumentation and then the live instrumentation, the electronic drums in many cases, or the live sounding drums in any case. Really, it's the juxtaposition between the live instrumentation and something really glitchy and techy sounding. So we could do something like slice this and then just reverse it. Yeah. Maybe we'll go in more. Throw it on narrowest. Those can be harsh sometimes. You got to be careful, and there's different ways to deal with that. Let's get something bigger, though. So maybe if I flip these two, this could be a cool thing. Oops. This could be a cool thing. Now these ones could be good candidates to glitch. That's pretty harsh. Now here, maybe we can do something like... Set it to Complex Pro, though. And then open up the Pong. Yeah, it's the problem with doing something this too early in the mixing process is you can make something dope, and then you're like, shit, I'm going to have to rebuild this once I finalize the mix. And I like to open up the verb, too, and then on little patterns like this to... make sure the verb is going to hit because this can be a little bit hash. Yeah. Maybe not 7, maybe like... Yeah, maybe not 12, but 7. Dun, dun. Yeah, so definitely this. Then... probably -2 here. Woo. Okay, so here. 1, 2, 3. I fucking love doing this stuff. I need to do this more. So I'm going to take these off warp, and then I'm going to go 3, 7, 12, 24. Don't try this at home, kids. 12. This is going to be sick. 7. A little classic. Actually, turn this back on warp. And then -2. Just hear what it sounds like going into it. Now, when you do this also, you're going to want to mess with the fades. Okay, so that's not exactly what I was thinking it was going to sound like. Probably not my best work, but let's see if we can clean it up so it works. This part sounds cool, but it's not quite working. Maybe it's because this is... Click this off so I can move with freedom. Maybe this one doesn't need to be there. Come on, dude. That doesn't want to go. Okay. Probably what I should do is take this and put it right there. Those gaps can be pretty cool. Yeah, so let's back off some of this yet. Yeah, now it's on the right beat, yeah. So, and I just kind of, honestly, you can spend a lot of time messing with this. I find this super fun. Maybe I can duplicate this, flip it, and spit it up. Oops, but shut off warp. Maybe just, I think that's going to sound better. So that doesn't work at -2, maybe -5, which is... Well, probably cut out. Maybe just throw it right at the end. That can be kind of a cool effect. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's probably more what I want to do. Not super crazy because the timbales will be playing something. What is the right? What? 4 or 5 down will sound good. I don't understand. Yeah, that should sound good because that's what we're doing. So these I can get better. So let's see. That's on the 0. That's on 3. Let's make this instead 7. Make this 12. Make this 24. 7, maybe 8. Yeah. Because that's the right. Also, let's throw a delay on this. That's going to be off, except for right here. Oh, shit. So what happens? We're going to bring up the dry wet. Oops, nowhere near that high. Shit, that's pretty dope. All right, so how's this? This isn't right, so. If we can soften this up big time with fades. That to keep going though. Oh, I see. That's dope. But that's not where we come out of, just to be clear. We go back to everything else. So a lot of times, let's just bounce out the rest of the world. Nice. You know, that's pretty dope. It's all going to depend on what we do with the timbales coming out, but you know, just to josh around for 20 minutes with it, that's kind of a cool little thing. You can start to do cool stuff, panning between them. So some of the tricks we did is slicing and reversing something, glitching it out with a little stutter edit. I think you'd call that. Doing the big sweeps, doing the pitch down, dun dun, or dun dun dun, keeping the warp on. But you start doing those pitch out as the big sweeps. I mean, you do those big pitch ups or downs, but you turn the warp off so it shrinks the size of the sample. Yeah, and then, you know, you want to bring on the reverb. If I finalize this one, I'd go through and make sure all the fades come in, because there can be little clicks and pops. You can bounce them between you can bounce them between the stereo field. That's pretty cool. Let's just hear what this sounds like one more time. Maybe this goes in the middle of it. This part stinks. This part stinks right here. I'll get that better for sure. For sure. Maybe this is what leads into the timbale lead. That's pretty clean, though. Nice. Yeah, something to mess around with. That's always fun, doing the old master bounce glitch combination. So I think we can safely say we did the drum fill out. Maybe we'll do add glitch bounce before, after. Before pre-chorus 3. Well, that's what we're looking. I don't want to put an uplifter in this track. Yeah. Maybe glitch bounce parts before, after pre-chorus 2 and 3. But no uplifters. That will kind of cheese it up a little bit too much. So, gonna call it a stream. Moving the meter. You know what it do, what it does, what it did. Dance music for the 22nd century. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, wherever you happen to be watching this on. We do this every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights. You might be asking yourself, why are we doing this on a Wednesday night? I've got a commitment tomorrow night, so I'm coming to get you guys with MTM8 a little bit earlier. If you loved it, tell a friend. If you hated it, tell an enemy. Until next time, hasta luego, hasta luego, abiento, peace.